Hey guys, how's it going? It's Al. Week 12 is in the books, and I'm going to go through everything that happened based on the content that I put out, my results from this week, my best buys column. We're going to go through and look, Thanksgiving week is always a tough week on content for anybody that does content because of the breakup in the middle of the week and that second slate. So best buys has to be, instead of being end of day Wednesday, like I'll email it to the editors at ESPN before I go to sleep on Wednesday night and I can edit it up until then. I have to have it in by end of day Tuesday, and like that's a big difference in an NFL week. So kind of is what it is. We'll go through where I was right, where I was wrong, where I got lucky, where I got unlucky. A lot of injuries this week, which led to a lot of weird fantasy scoring. We'll go through my high stakes lineup on DraftKings. I'm going to talk to you about my high stakes lineup differences between DraftKings and FanDuel this week, my 150 lineups that I put in the Millionaire Makers on both sites. We're going to go over the Listener League and look at the winner of that and the other top 10 finishers. And we'll take a look at the 06010 Guillotine League and find out, did I survive or did I get chopped? We're going to find out. Thank you guys for being here. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the notifications bell, and let's go.
Is a legend.
All right, let's start with the best buys column. This is my ESPN Plus column that comes out, the only paywalled piece of information that I have. It's not my choice. ESPN chooses to put them behind the paywall, but like every single one of you has Disney Plus. You all do. So if you have Disney Plus, you can bundle it. You get ESPN Plus. You get a lot of great content, and then you also get my best buys column. Notice that my column is not the great content. There's other great content, and then you also get best buys. Tom Brady did not do well. 12.2 DraftKings points, 25 of 35, 226 points, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. All the touchdowns went to the running backs. So they exceeded their implied point total. Sucked. Kirk Cousins, look, he didn't do great, but he didn't hurt you, especially because a lot of the concentration always goes to his wide receivers. Threw for 238, 2 touchdowns, had 1 interception. Got you a lot more salary than paying up for Tom Brady or, other expensive players on the slate. And if you stack and bring back like I do, it got you access to one Deebo Samuel, who did very well. 16.52 points. He was fine. Not thrilling, but he was fine. Justin Herbert, 24.72 points in a really weird game for him. 303 yards, 2 touchdowns, ran the ball 4 times for 36, continues to be a stud and was underpriced at 6,600. Mac Jones was a smash, 310 yards and 2 touchdowns for him. And Kendrick Bourne tied to him has been fantastic for like the last 5-6 weeks. Thanksgiving meal, Dak Prescott, he did well. Christian McCaffrey got injured. Damn it. 10 carries, 35 yards, no catches on 1 target, injured, 3.5 points, was in a walking boot after the game. We're going to have to monitor that situation. A.J. Dillon was somebody that we kind of ran away from with Aaron Jones coming back. I don't know why they activated Aaron Jones for this game. It was entirely stupid. They had a bye week coming up the next week. Just play A.J. Dillon, let Aaron Jones get back to health. They won the game, whatever, but A.J. Dillon was fine. Even though you probably pivoted off of him. 20 carries for 69 very nice yards, 5 catches on 5 targets, continues to be extremely efficient in the passing game, with a receiving touchdown, 20 DraftKings points, smash. Miles Sanders was extremely efficient, and then he got hurt. 9 carries for 64 yards, caught 1 ball that was thrown his way, 7.4 points. So everybody that's like, well, I'm never playing Miles Sanders, I'm never doing it. Like, they got away with this one because he was shredding in this game and got hurt, and then Boston Scott came in and continued shredding, so that kind of sucks. Joe Mixon, absolute smash. 28 carries, 165, 2 touchdowns, 4 catches, 32 touches in this game for Joe Mixon. But 4 catches on 4 targets for -2 yards. I'm not even mad. I just want to know how the Bengals offense did that. 35.3 points. Get those smash emotes flying in the chat. Saquon Barkley, good volume, good amount of snaps, just mediocre results here. 13 carries, 40 yards, no touchdowns. 4 carries on 5 targets, 4 catches on 5 targets for 13 yards, 9.3 points. Saquon feels to me at this point as though he needs to break a big one because this offense does not allow him to be efficient on a per carry basis. And while he does have that 60-yard breakout touchdown in his locker, it's almost required for him, because without it, he's just not going to get there. Now, if he gets one of those in a game, he smashes, but without it, it just hasn't been there for him this year. And hopefully with Freddie Kitchens now calling the plays, that changes moving forward. We'll see. His price is going to remain low. James Robinson, 17 carries, 86 yards, no touchdowns, caught 3 of 4 balls for 29 yards, 13.5 points, 6.2K. A lot of hits and misses. Big peaks and valleys this week at running back all through the slate. If you watch the anti-Tinkercast yesterday morning, we pivoted very hard onto Cordarrelle Patterson throughout my 150. I was massively overweight on both sides. We'll see how that played out once we get there. Deebo Samuel, 20.8 DraftKings points, caught 1 ball on 4 targets for 12 yards. 20.8 DraftKings points. 6 carries for 66 yards and 2 touchdowns. I'll take it, but like, for us to play Deebo Samuel at this really elevated price on DraftKings, we need the market share of targets to go back to where it was, and I don't know if we're going to see a return to that. As I mentioned before, with Kittle back and Ayuk out of the doghouse, I don't know that we're going to see a return to that 33 to 35% target market share for Deebo Samuel moving forward. Luckily, they still use him as the focal point when they get in close, but like, he's dangerous. He is now a low floor, high ceiling play on a week in, week out basis based on his new deployment on this team. Keenan Allen remains a very high floor player with another 10 target game. 7 catches, 85 yards, 15.5 DraftKings points on volume alone with no touchdowns. Deontay Johnson, his price means sitting at 18.1. His price is too good to be true. He had, let's see, 18.5 DraftKings points. He's quite good at getting like 13, 14 targets. Something ridiculous like 19 or 20, don't fact check me. Like of his games that he has played since the beginning of last year, he has had double digit or more targets. He's had 13 or more targets in like 5 or 6 games this year. Again, don't fact check me, but it's close. I'm close enough on this. He is a constant, steady stream of volume, no matter who the quarterback is, whether it's Mason Rudolph, whether it's Ben Roethlisberger, no matter how noodle-armed Ben is right now, it does not matter. It doesn't matter if they get down by 40 points. They left them in on the last drive to get him a whole bunch of catches and yards. Going to continue to be solid moving forward throughout the year. Dallas Goedert, miss. I'll take an L here. 1 freaking point. 1 catch, no yards. Tyler Conklin, it's a tough matchup against San Francisco, but he did not do all that much. 2 catches, 3 targets. All the targets are going to the wide receivers, Thielen and Jefferson. 25 yards, 4.5 points. George Kittle, 2.3. Pat Freiermuth got there in the end. 4 catches, 40 yards, and 1 touchdown on that final drive. Like I said, I appreciate the Steelers coaching staff leaving them in garbage time to kind of get there. And the defenses were just the defenses. Patriots did fine. Jaguars had 3 points. Texans had 6 points. Moving on to my high stakes lineup, it was a freaking blizzard because I went with the Brady double stack. Now, there's 228 people in this contest. It's the 4th down. It's $4,444 to enter this tournament. $1 million up top. I won $0 because of this. I had a premonition. I don't know what to call it. I was like, you know what? The Brady stacks are going to be way too populated, and I should probably pivot off of a Brady double with a bring back to Cousins double with a bring back. That would have allowed me to get up to Deebo. I would have had Brady would have been gone. Cousins scored more points than him. Jefferson would have been in that lineup. He's snowflake, but fine. Thielen had over 20 points, and I would have had different tight ends, whatever. But my double stack and bring back would have smashed. I'm an idiot for playing Ty Johnson in this lineup too. Like mistakes were made this week because it would have allowed me to come up to a higher priced running back as well. My higher priced running backs on that slate were either Leonard Fournette leverage coming off of Brady, Cordarrelle Patterson, who I said we pivoted to on the Sunday anti-Tinkercast, and Joe Mixon were my 3 high dollar running backs that I was really focusing on this week. If you look at my Millionaire Maker lineups, didn't have enough of everything. My highest scoring lineup this week, Herbert double with Allen and Cook. Cook caught that Hail Mary-ish touchdown. Deontay Johnson, Jerry Jeudy as the bring back. He snowflaked as well. Mixon in this lineup. Eli Mitchell at only 5.3%. This was a mistake by the field. Him being 5.3% while Sanders was as high as he was, knowing that Mitchell basically gets all of the usage. 27 carries. This San Francisco team is extremely efficient when running the football, and they utilize him enough inside the running or inside the pass game, and he gets enough of the share of the target carries inside the 5-yard line to warrant having a much higher price, and I believe that it's still low next week. Henderson was who we were pivoting to off of AJ Dillon earlier in the week. Razzles, thank you for the 31 months with the tier 2 sub. Going over to FanDuel though, so this was a $3,000 total. I won $1,200, so I lost money on DraftKings this week. But looking over at FanDuel, this is the Gladiator $3,000 tournament. I was the last one in the money, so I min cashed here. Same situation. Brady double stack, but Ayuk, Thielen coming back. Gronk paid off. Mixon got into this lineup because DraftKings pricing is a lot tighter than FanDuel pricing. Also had the Bengals in this lineup. So if you hit at tight end and defense, it just puts you in such a better place to get up near the top. This is a smaller tournament. I played as a single entry, but it is multi-entry. And in the FanDuel Millie, I had 2 in the top 27. Lineup that came in first was a Stafford double. Had Debo in this one, Eli Mitchell in this one, and the one that came in 27th, Joe Burrow double stack with Fournette and Patterson, who I mentioned before, who were both under 10% on FanDuel. Thielen, Freiermuth, Debo, Jamar Chase, Higgins, and the Dolphins defense, which was another really cheap defense last week, which it's just not going to open, so forget it. Looking over at the Listener League, 190.58 was good enough to take it down. Did we fill this? We did fill it. Congratulations. Now, I thought we missed by 3 or 4. The new Listener League is up. It is 3,000 people again in week 13. Smizzle.tv/league to get into that. Hard Run 405. Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, Valdez Scantling brought it back with Henderson Jr. They did quite all right. Leonard Fournette and Gronk went with Dillon, so a super stack here. Staying with Dillon, and then Russ Gage as a one-off in this spot. Texans defense was kind of the chalk at 37.6%. There's something to be said about fading defenses that are possibly too chalky, because defense is so highly variant that it's much more likely that a lesser played defense will pay you off more often. But congratulations, it worked out. As you can see, I also had Texans defense in some of my lineups. Scoop Dog with 2 in the top 10, 2nd and 9th. Rams 1 with 184. Express 09. Blasters with a Mac Jones lineup. Was it a Mac Jones double? Kendrick Bourne at 1%. Mac Jones sub 1%. Ja, what does Ja think? Ja 546, congratulations on 6th. Memphis 1023. M. Pelini, Scoop Dog's second lineup was a Stafford stack as well, with Cooper Kupp and Odell Beckham Jr., who had 19 points on 10 targets. Joe Mama coming in 10th. Congratulations to all the winners in the Listener League. Smizzle.tv/league for the week 13 league. Let's fill that one and they'll make it bigger in week 14. Here's how the Smizzle Smash plays did. Not great, Bob. Jalen Hurts with 6.86 points because Jalen Reagor can't catch a cold. Saquon Barkley with 9 points. Ty Johnson with 4.2. I left Tony Pollard and his Thanksgiving 17 points on the bench. Damian Harris, 12 points on the bench. Deontay Foreman, 10.2 points on the freaking bench. Got 28 out of Waddle. 15.6 out of Dalton Schultz, so that worked out for us in the absence of one Travis Kelce. Judy did nothing. T. Higgins regression. I still have Terry McLaurin. We scored 93.34 points. I'm going to start over here. Here's the scoreboard. 0 minutes left. Chat, we made it. We're on to week 13. Kyle, rip to Kyle with his 87 points. We're going to go over his team in a second to see what's going to be on the waiver wire. Outwit, outplay with 130 is safe. 114 for Strawman, safe. This team is already out. Stefania with her 112 is safe. Bishop Sycamore with 120 also safe. And Matthew Berry safe with 130.9. The playoffs will begin. There will be no more eliminations once there are 4 teams left. So the team that I thought was the most insulated, the best team out there in this league, the most dangerous team, lost Christian McCaffrey to injury, lost Dalvin Cook to a mid-game injury, Melvin Gordon 9.8 points, Tom Brady stunk up the joint with 11.24. The real key here is Kyle picked up Patrick Mahomes off the waiver wire. And if we have learned nothing for this Guillotine League on the 06010, you do not roster Patrick Mahomes at all. I will not be putting in a claim for Mahomes at all in this league. I have $0 left to spend. I have to hope that somebody on this roster falls through the cracks, that I can pick them up on my team, but I will not be touching Patrick Mahomes. I will not put in a claim. Not me. No way. Not happening. Nope. I'll stick with my Travis Kelce share. I'll be just fine with that. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you did great this week. Best of luck to you in week 13. Jump in that listener league. Congratulations to the Smiz Gang community for reaching our $25,000 goal in the charity fundraiser. I have upped the goal to $35,000. If you can reach that goal by the end of the calendar year, I will donate another $25,000, making it between you and me $100,000 total donated. So let's get to that goal. Smizzle.tv/charity. Look out for another video right there.
He's a legend.